So I got to thinking about a series of videos that would highlight what the game objectively believes to be the top foods in the game, be them for sanity, hunger, and otherwise, only to discover that the game is kinda whack in this regard. Well, not really, as stats are stats and all that, but let me just say that the top 7 healing foods wouldn't exactly be my first choices, and that's where the second half of all this began to prop up. What would be Beard's picks for the top 7 whatever, and so here we are, with a video that's gonna do just that, and give people in the comments all the ammunition they need to tell them how wrong I am. So let's get to it. And the best objective healer in the game is what, you ask? Jelly beans, and it's not even close. It is a stupidly easy recipe that heals for 122 health over time for most every character in this game. However, the only way to get royal jelly to make it is through Bee Queen or claws. So yeah, not so easy honestly. Still, we do get 3 jelly beans per 1 jelly at the end of the day, so that's a huge bonus. Yeah, these were pretty close to making my list as well. Next on this list though is a tandem, a sleepy tandem. Both cooked mandrakes and Mandrake Soup will restore a whopping 100 health instantly, so it's just up to you if you want this hunger boost or not. That said, I am kind of focusing on Crockpot stuff, so let's just stick to this good slurp for sure, but mandrakes only spawn in numbers as low to 2 to 5, and are once again only available in the loot stash once they are depleted, so maybe I wouldn't go this route either. Fig stuffed trunk makes a rather surprising cameo at the top of the list, mostly due to being quite new all things considered. It's 60 health a munch is a big time gain outside of the uniqueness of the previous 2 dishes, but its unique recipe itself is absolutely what holds this thing back. To get enough figs to feed your family, you're either going out sailing on the high seas to the waterlogged every couple days, or have worked 16 plus days to grow a couple above average trees yourself, and both of those things are not beginner friendly, not even close. Oh, and don't forget about the hunts needed for the koalafin trunks either every time you want one. But these next 2 are actually where the lists begin to overlap, as sometimes the foods are just too damn good no matter what. Take surf and turf here for example. It is legendary in Don't Starve Shipwrecked, but don't ignore how easy it is to just fish a couple eels and or freshwater fish in this game, only to throw in some meat to not only heal first 60 a pop, but all the rest of it too. Yup, spoiler alert, it's high on my list as well. And if you get good cave pond spawns, here's hoping it makes yours after today too. But speaking of new foods that should absolutely be on your mind, tall Scotch eggs are some of the freshest around and are completely broken. Seriously, I cannot believe that Clay didn't nerf these things back in the day. 1 egg and some veggies for 60 health and more when tall birds are all over the damn place in rocky land biomes of all sorts, all the while still being able to be manipulated into spawning even more. Oh yes, everybody, they're nuts. You can make an argument for these things being the best crockpot recipe in the game right now, honestly. But to wrap up the objective side of the day, come 2 dishes I bet you wouldn't have guessed. Waffles and their 60 health at the cost of a 2% butter drop from butterflies, normal eggs, and berries, plus lobster bisque, one that I also imagine you didn't even know existed. I hope you do now though, as lobsters are a super easy catch with even an attachment-less sea fishing rod, and are all over the damn place as you can see. Usually close together too, which is a huge plus. Make notes. As now it's my turn to take a crack at the top 7 crockpot healing foods of Don't Starve Together, and my list is gonna factor in availability, player manipulation of said availability, and even some beginner-friendly experience. But we'll get to all of that, as for now comes the potential superfood that is trail mix. Seriously, folks, we all ignore it for some reason, even though it's the easiest bloody thing to make in droves. 1 nut and a few berries for 30 health each. Oh yes, get to chopping in the deciduous, or set up a birch nutter farm today. To continue, another embarrassingly simple dish is that of fish sticks, and I could very well place it above surf and turf due to just that. I mean, come on now, folks. 1 fish, 1 stick, and some fillers for 40 health a munch. The only downside being that you need a fishing rod. So what? 1 rod equals 10 fish sticks for Pete's sake. Oh yes, I myself might have to start giving this thing more credits. No surprise here as we roll on, but both tall Scotch eggs and surf and turf make my list, but be sure to do with these as you please. Which reminds me, this subjective list of mine isn't actually in order or anything, so please bear that in mind. However, I would also implore you to start keeping bananas at the front and center, as they're crazy good. For us here today though, I turn our attention specifically to frozen banana daiquiri, as one banana and at least least one ice for 30 health is absolutely ridiculous. Bananas are on the surface now, thanks to the Moon Key Island's unnatural portal, and thanks to our ability to control said portal, we can literally live off bananas forever. I am not joking. Bananas are stupid OP. I'm also not joshing you about this next guy, Dragon Pie. It's an old friend that continues to hold a place in my heart, and I don't blame you for giving me crap for it at all. That said, with ripe salamanders comes easy dragon fruit farm plots specifically that can easily become giants or otherwise, meaning Dragon Pie is still 100% on the menu in my mind, but learn how to grow them efficiently here. And last but certainly not least, Beefy Greens. Heck, almost every leafy meat recipe in this game could make a list of their own. However, the mere 3 veggies needed for this thing to become a healing powerhouse allow this guy to easily take the case today. Factor in how simple leafy meat is to obtain via lure plants, carrots, grass gators daily, geckos, and more, and leafy recipes could almost challenge bananas for the top food throne. Well, almost, but there you have it, everyone. Not only an objective look at the top 7 foods a crockpot can whip up for us, but a bit of a subjective side and guide on what I consider first myself. As always, everyone's play styles is gonna differ, so your lists are absolutely gonna vary, but that's the fun of it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, save room for dessert, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.